Today is when
You're watching News Channel 2 at sunrise with Gary Liberator.
Good morning and thank you for joining us here on this Wednesday. I'm Gary Liberator.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2, meteorologist Eric Gage.
And it seems we've gotten to the quiet part of the forecast finally, right?
Yeah, after a very busy stretch to start out the work week, we're finally entering, that quiet stretch and on the downward slide to Christmas. And it can't come soon enough, that's for sure. We do have the countdown right now, again, 5 days away. I am very excited to see Christmas Day coming up in a short while. A look at the latest rivers, creeks, and dams. Good news is almost all of the flood warnings are over for our area. Just the southern tip of Otsego County, heading towards Bainbridge from the Susquehanna, still has a flood warning, but the Susquehanna out near Unadilla has fallen below flood stage. So with that said and done, it's good enough to say that pretty much most of the major flooding concerns in our area is over and done with as a dry stretch continues to move in. Around the state, temperature-wise, in the low 20s with some lake effect clouds mixing in with those clear skies, and that'll be a common trend for today. We got high pressure moving in, so things should be quiet, but again, with that westerly wind, those lake effect clouds will try their best to block out the sun. Radar showing quiet conditions, and again for today, stubborn clouds, sunshine peeking out, highs in the mid-30s. We are still tracking that quiet stretch lasting into the weekend, and we also have what to expect for the rest of the week, plus an early look at Christmas Day coming up. Back over to you.
Eric, thanks. Let's get right to it now with
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Good morning and happy Wednesday. Time to look at your morning and evening commute gas. First, take a live view of downtown Utica along Route 5. Current temperature 20 degrees. Very crisp this morning, but you can see no issues on the roadways right there. Very quiet too along 5S. And again, for today, maybe budget an extra 30 seconds to a minute if you want to scrape off some of the snow accumulation on your car. Or some ice that has formed. Other than that, though, no issues driving to and from work today. And a look across some of the roads here in the Utica area. Route 69 at Clinton Street, you can see, of course, clear roads there. The arterial looking quiet and dry. Same thing for Genesee Street looking down towards Utica. And finally, for those of you heading to work along Route 20 and Route 8, you can see, of course, quiet road conditions as well. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 dot for the radar showing nothing for the first time in a few days, and honestly we'll take that after very active weather recently. And as you look ahead towards the next several days, even more quiet weather is on the horizon. Even though it's going to be on the cooler side, we do have some more sunshine. Details on that coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. Herkimer County's nearly 120 million.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning and welcome back. We are finally entering a quiet stretch of weather that for the most part will hold until at least Christmas of next week. Let's take a live look at downtown Cooperstown from Utica National Cooperstown camera. Current temperature in the village 22 degrees. Looking at downtown Utica, about 1 degree cooler at 21 degrees is measured at Griffiths Park in Rome. Winds, a little breeze from the east, not as windy as yesterday, but again, it is still chilly out this morning. Feels like 15 degrees, so bundle up as you head out the door. A look at those local temperatures: 17 up in Big Moose, 18 over in Inlet, 19 Westmoreland, 23 Little Falls, 21 degrees in Deansboro. Heading into the southern valleys, Norwich, Shenango County, 21 degrees. Down below that in Oxford, 18, and along I-88, 19 Skenevis, 21 degrees in Oneonta. And again, we are dealing with less breezy conditions than yesterday with that blowing snow. It definitely felt pretty cool out there. And besides that, though, quiet weather on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 dot for the radar, and this will be a common trend as we head into the next several days. Now, regarding sunshine, We have high pressure building in from the west. However, with the wind direction favoring fetch off the Great Lakes, this means that we're going to be battling lake effect clouds today. They're going to try their best to block out the sunshine, so you might see a few minutes or maybe an hour or so of sun peeking out between those low level clouds. Regardless, though, more wind direction favors sunshine by tomorrow with northerly winds. And then some clouds, high-level clouds, move in on Friday before overcast skies return on Saturday. So bigger picture, high pressure moving into the area. However, as you can see here on our skycast, we got stubborn lake effect clouds we're dealing with today. Those high temperatures climbing up into the mid-30s for highs. Overnight tonight, those winds turn more northerly and lingering clouds by early tomorrow morning come to an end with sunshine tomorrow afternoon for the first day of winter. And it will feel like the first day of winter with high temperatures struggling to reach above freezing. Then tomorrow night, with calm winds and a northeasterly wind, it's possible we could be falling into the 10s here in the Mohawk Valley and single digits as you head up into the higher elevations north. And by Friday afternoon, you can see those high-level clouds mixing in. Shouldn't block out the sun too much, so overall a seasonably pleasant early or late, I should say, December day. And so for today, highs in the mid-30s, stubborn clouds, some sunshine peeking out for tonight. Partly cloudy, low of 23 degrees. Your 7-day forecast, again, first day of winter, cool but sunny, very suitable for that. For Friday, clouds increase, temperatures mid-30s. We're going to be keeping an eye on some rain, maybe some snow in higher elevations in north on Saturday, but it doesn't look to be anything significant. And besides that being the only notable weather maker over the next several days, again, I'm banking on no white Christmas this year. Green Christmas and a little warmer, temperatures in the low 40s.
Still be a wonderful holiday.
Oh yeah, not too bad.
Eric, thanks. The time right now is 5:25. Still.
Now, you're watching News Channel 2 at sunrise with Gary Liberator.
Our producer likes to trick me sometimes and put in the wrong month there, and he got me again. He got me again.
And I mean, I don't blame him. It's
It feels like October, right?
it's zooming by. It's already, I can't believe it's already Christmas. We're getting close to Christmas, and then 2024 is around the corner.
Yeah.
I just can't believe that. This year has flown by. The past few years have flown by, and it's actually getting close to the first time I walked in here for my interview. I think it was a little after Christmas 2 years ago. Wow. So definitely remember that. Heading out the door this morning, we're dealing with cooler temperatures, but we're entering that dry spell, entering the final stretch to Christmas, 5 days away. And that countdown, of course, continuing to get closer as we get closer to Christmas. Some flood alerts. Now, it's not in our immediate broadcast area, but I feel like I should mention this because it is major flooding going on right now. There's a flood warning out in Lewis County. It's Black River below Dadville. It is currently at major flood stage. It looks to be cresting right now, but again, this area is in a major flood warning right now with that Black River that continues south into northern Oneida County. Now, the Oneida County area is not in a flood warning, but just a heads up for that area as well. The Unadilla area, Susquehanna, is no longer in a flood stage, and it's the flood stage actually continued south closer to Upton. Around the state, temperatures 21 degrees at Griffiths and Rome. Pretty cool out this morning. The wind's not too bad. However, this is the common story for the next several days. Quiet on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 top of the radar. And we should be seeing sunshine today, but we're going to be dealing with some stubborn lake effect clouds off of Lake Ontario that might put a stamp in that. But again, for today, highs in the mid-30s. We are tracking more sunshine tomorrow, and the quiet weather will continue in the rest of the work week. Details on that coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Did you say Dadville?
Dadville. Oh. I didn't realize there's a town called Dadville.
We got to go there on Father's Day. Check it out. Eric, thanks. Well,
The Cooperstown Cam is brought to you by Utica National Insurance Group.
Good morning and welcome back. The final day of fall is here. Winter solstice is tomorrow, and that also means the shortest day of the year. Only 9 hours of daylight, and the official solstice is tomorrow at 10:27 at night, with a max sun angle only 23 degrees above the horizon. After today, though, or after tomorrow, I should say, days will continue to get longer. Now, with the winter solstice approaching tomorrow, a look at the season snowfall totals, and we are still falling behind average. Around this time of year, usually see roughly 20.5 inches of snow here in Utica. Only picking up trace amounts of snow here and there, maybe a couple inches max. So overall, 6.4 inches, the official total here in Utica, and we're below normal by around 14 inches of snow. Now for today and for the near future, we're looking at quiet weather. You can see in the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2, top of the radar. And this morning, 20s to start out the day, warming up into the mid-30s by this afternoon. Again, quiet weather with sunshine tomorrow. We also have a look at what to expect heading into this weekend coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. Looking ahead, the Today Show will...
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Happy final day of fall and happy Wednesday after very busy weather to start the work week. Thankfully, things are still starting to calm down. A few streams and creeks and rivers outside of our local area are still flooding, but for the most
This is a weekly test of the emergency alert system. This station is testing equipment that can quickly warn you in the event of an emergency. This concludes this test of the emergency alert system.
1 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. Decent breeze from the east at 5 miles per hour, so with that it does feel like 15 out with that wind chill. Local temperatures across central New York, 23, a little warmer down in Little Falls, 20 Westmoreland, 21 Deansboro. Up north in the teens, 18 Big Moose, 19 Inlet, 20 Lake Pleasant. Southern Valleys heading into Otsego County, 21 Sherburne, down Route 12, 21 in Norwich, and finally on I-88, 21 Oneonta, 18 degrees in Skenevis. Bit breezy yesterday. The winds are calming down for today, and we'll expect to remain on the calmer side for the next few. And with those temperatures on the cooler side, even though the winds are calmer, it will still feel like winter tomorrow for the first day. Radar showing quiet conditions. Again, common trend for the next few days. A few breaks of sun today. We got high pressure building in, and normally during the summertime or even early fall, this would be talking about a completely sunny day, but we got lake effect clouds we're dealing with right now, and so they'll try their best to block out the sun, but don't be surprised to see maybe a few minutes to an hour or so of sun peeking out from those low-level clouds. More sun is expected on Thursday. Completely sunny skies. And then a few clouds move in on Friday along out to the west. But regardless, overcast skies do return on Saturday. So again, your skycast for today, lingering lake effect clouds this morning. And then heading into this afternoon, still dealing with those clouds, temperatures warming up only into the low to mid-30s. Tomorrow, sunshine but cool for the first day of winter. And so for today, highs in the mid-30s, stubborn clouds, sunshine peeking out tonight, down into the 20s with partly cloudy skies. 7-day forecast, sunshine, first day of winter, quiet weather moves in Friday. Saturday, maybe some light spotty rain showers, snow flurries mixing in the higher elevations. Not a major weather maker like what we saw on Monday, but over the next several days, we're not seeing anything notable to talk about weather-wise, and so by Sunday and Monday for Christmas Eve and Christmas, it's looking pretty nice.
Yeah, at least it's good news for the flyers out there and
Yes,
drivers as well.
Yeah, for the flyers and drivers, if you're traveling this weekend, not too bad.
Yeah. Eric, thanks. The time right now is 5:50.
You're watching News Channel 2 at Sunrise with Gary Liberator.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us here on this Wednesday. I'm Gary Liberator.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2, meteorologist Eric Gage.
And a lot quieter for you over in the Weather Center today, right?
Yeah, I am thankful for that. One day, the widespread rain. Yesterday, it was snowing, not too bad, but enough where it was still kind of busy. And today, though, we're just talking about quiet weather. Cool, with sunshine mixing in, but we got lake effect clouds today. More sun is in the forecast for tomorrow, but now that the weather is quiet, I can finally return to my Christmas countdown. I started it on Sunday, but of course, with active weather, the last thing I'm going to be showing is a Christmas countdown when there is flooding going on. So again, Christmas, 5 days away. Can't wait for that. And we do have a look at that Christmas forecast coming up in a few minutes. Now, we're not done overall with flooding just yet. Now, the river monitors that we do have access to, I want to mention this. It's not in our immediate area, but it's enough to where I want to mention it up north of Lowville. The town called, correct me if I'm wrong, those residents in Lewis County, Dadville. It's crested above major flood stage, above 15 feet. It has crested and is lowering, but up there on Black River, it is currently at major flood stage. So it'll take a little bit for that to lower, but overall, most, if not all, flood warnings here in our local area are over and done with. And with dry weather the next several days, not expecting any raising concerns for that as well. Temperatures on the chilly side this morning in the mid-20s. In the radar, showing quiet weather. Again, common trend for the next several days. Stubborn clouds with some sunshine peeking out, highs barely reaching the mid-30s for today. Tomorrow, more sunshine and even quiet weather continuing into Friday, but might be seeing some active weather heading into the weekend. I'll explain in more detail coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. Let's get right to
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Good morning, welcome back. A look at your TMS commute cast, starting out with a live view of downtown Utica looking at Route 5S. Quiet conditions on the roadways, although on the chilly side, temperature 21 degrees. So bundle up, wind chills down into the teens. And a look across some of the roads on the Utica area, starting out on the top left corner, Clinton Street, Route 69. You can see quiet conditions there. Roadways are looking okay. At the arterial in downtown Utica, again, some traffic right there, not too bad. Thirdly, on Genesee Street, looking towards downtown Utica. Again, traffic looking okay as well. No issues on the roadways. And finally, Route 12 and Route 8 down in Bridgewater. Things are looking fine there as well. And so for your morning and evening commute cast, again, this morning, partly cloudy skies. Clouds are starting to mix in as well. Maybe budget an extra minute or two to scrape off some ice on your windshield from melted snow, or just brush off some accumulated snow. But by this evening, mostly cloudy skies and no travel issues are expected. Gary?
thanks. Herkimer County's nearly $120 million.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, welcome back. Happy Wednesday. We are entering the final day of fall, the first day of winter tomorrow, and the shortest day of the year. It will not be the latest sunrise of the year. That'll be later on, closer to the 1st of January. A look at across Oneonta from our camera at Top Hartwick College. Current temperature down in the city of the Hills, 21 degrees. Again, shortest day of the year tomorrow with only 9 hours of daylight. But the latest sunrise looks to be on the, let's see, we got the 1st, we got the, looks to be the 3rd and 4th of January. So, again, shortest day of the year tomorrow, latest sunrise of the year later on, heading into the 1st of January. Downtown Utica, Route 5S, looking pretty quiet right now. Road conditions are dry. Temperature up a couple of degrees since earlier this morning with cloudy skies. A low breeze, so it feels like the upper teens, low 20s as you head out the door this morning. So bundle up with that jacket. Radar showing quiet conditions. This will be a common trend as we head into the next several days to, of course, wrap up the work week. Our sky watches this morning heading out to Westdale, western Oneida County, 22 degrees. Clinton, 19. Mike in New Hartford, 20 degrees. Kevin up in Forestport, 17. Heading up north into North Country, Bill and Sean, Old Forge, 16. 17 degrees over in Inlet. And looking parts of the southern valleys, we got Mark and Milford with 20 degrees, Stewart and Cooperstown 22, Scott and Edmiston with 21 degrees, Skenevis 22 degrees with Tom in Lawrence. Regarding sunshine over the next few days, we would see sun today, but lake effect wants to tell us otherwise. We got lingering lake effect clouds going to try their best to block out the sun today, but we could be seeing a few breaks here and there of blue skies. More sun is expected tomorrow as winds turn more northerly. Then on Friday, a few clouds more on the high level side as a system approaches from the southwest. And then by Saturday, looking at almost completely overcast skies. High pressure has built in overnight. Probably saw some clear skies, some clouds starting to mix in right now as you head out the door, probably seeing that as you look up in the sky, maybe some patches of stars you can see. And so in our Skycaster this morning, temperatures starting out in the 20s, warming up into the low to mid 30s by this afternoon. Again, stubborn lake effect clouds being the story for today as you head out west to western New York, seeing more sunshine than not. Then as the winds shift more northerly, it'll be cool tomorrow for the first day of winter, but sunshine prevails by the afternoon with highs in only right around freezing. And so for today, highs in the mid-30s, stubborn lake effect clouds, sunshine trying its best to peek out tonight, down into the 20s with partly cloudy skies. 7-day forecast, very chilly Thursday night for the first full night of winter, down into the teens, single digits in higher elevations. Friday, mid-30s with partly cloudy skies. Over the next several days, no notable system, no nor'easter, no very impactful weather, maybe some light spotty rain showers and snow in higher elevations on Saturday. But for right now, looking ahead to Christmas Eve and Christmas, when Santa is heading down from the North Pole, no flight delays, at least what I can see. Pretty quiet weather.
He'll have smooth sailing.
Smooth sailing.
Eric, thanks. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
Now, you're watching News Channel 2 at sunrise with Gary Liberator.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Liberator.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2, meteorologist Eric Gage.
And after that very, very rainy stretch and then a little bit of snow yesterday, some calmness over in the Weather Center for you.
Yes, and I am looking forward to this calmness to wrap up the week and even into Christmas Day. Besides Saturday, we're looking at almost entirely dry weather expected. And finally, with the quiet weather, I didn't want to do it when we're having flood warnings and stuff going on, but let's bring back the countdown to Christmas.
Wow.
It's 5 days away, Christmas Day, 5 days away. And we have our first look at our Christmas snowfall forecast. Will it be a white Christmas? Well, based off of the latest information, no. And in the higher elevations, no, but in blue. Maybe the mountains might see some snow accumulation on the absolute hilltops, but with the warmer temperatures and the weather pattern we're seeing, it might be very hard for anything to really accumulate about an inch or more of snow across the area. So as you can see, looking at pretty much a green Christmas for this year. Flood alerts and flood warnings, pretty much all the area is now out of flood advisories and flood warnings. I do want to mention this area up here. It's not in central New York, it's actually closer to Watertown, but we're monitoring a river monitor up near Black River below, correct me if I'm wrong, residents in Lewis County, Dadville. It's currently at major flood stage, above 15 feet on Black River. And so that area is currently at a major flood stage right now. But other than that, Susquehanna down to Unadilla, flood stage has lowered. Radar showing quiet conditions, and this will be a common trend for the next several days. Temperatures this morning in the 20s, teens and higher elevations, warming up into the mid-30s by this afternoon. Struggling to get some sunshine today. We got some lake effect clouds trying their best to block out the sun, but we do have more sun in the forecast for tomorrow, plus what to expect heading into the weekend and Christmas Day coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. A Utica man is facing some serious...
The Cooperstown Cam is brought to you by Utica National Insurance Group.
Welcome back. Final day of fall is here, and a look at the winter solstice, which is expected to occur tomorrow at 10:27. It is also the shortest day of the year with only 9 hours of daylight. It will not be the latest sunrise of the year. That will be reserved for the early days of January. And the lowest sun angle of the year, only 23.5 degrees above the horizon. Now, as we're entering the winter season, let's take a look at those snowfall totals so far in Utica, and not too impressive. Only 6.4 inches of total accumulation with a few events here and there. I think the max total we received in one event here in Utica was right around 2 inches. And so with the average of this time of year being around 20.5 inches, we are about 14 inches below average so far. So already a below average snowfall for the season. Radar showing quiet conditions. This is a common trend as we head into the next several days. Quiet weather for today, tomorrow, and Friday. As we head into the weekend, Saturday, maybe some scattered light rain showers before things quiet down once more heading into Christmas Eve and Christmas. I'll have more details in that full forecast coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Thanks. Holiday sensory overload.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Welcome back. Happy Wednesday. Happy final day of fall. And quiet weather, thankfully, moves in after very active weather on Monday and somewhat active weather on Tuesday. A live look in Oneonta from a camera at Top Hartwick College. Currently 19 degrees in the city of the Hills. Heading into downtown Utica. Looking along Route 5, traffic looking a little busy right there. You can see the current conditions here. 23 degrees in the valley at measured at Griffiths and Rome. Feels like 23 with a light wind from the east-southeast at 3 miles per hour. Not as breezy as it was yesterday. Yorkville Battery, Storm Tracker 2, DOP. The radar showing quiet conditions all across central New York this morning. And our sky watchers checking in with those temperatures still on the cool side. 22 degrees in Westdale, 19 degrees with Bob in Clinton, 22 Mike in New Hartford. Heading up to the North Country, first off Forestport, 17 degrees with Kevin, Bill and Sean in Inlet, and Old Forge, 16 degrees and 17 degrees respectively. And in the Southern Valleys, first off Paynes Hollow, 18 degrees, Stewart and Cooperstown, 20, Diane and West Lawrence, 21 degrees, Scott and Evanston, 21 as well, Tom and Lawrence, 22 degrees, and finally 20 degrees in Skenevis. With today being quiet, we're taking a look at some sunshine forecasts for the next few days. Now for today, unfortunately, we got lake effect trying its best to block out the sun. We've got high pressure building into our area, but this is going to produce low-level clouds. It might be hard to see the sunshine. We'll be shocked, though, to see maybe a few glimpses of it throughout the day as some of those clouds part a little bit. Regardless, for tomorrow, first day of winter, it's looking more sunny. And then by Thursday or Friday, still some sunshine sticking around as well. More clouds do return as we head into Saturday. In the bigger picture, you can see a large ridge of high pressure here locally, but of course, lake effect clouds. Lake Ontario wants a different story in terms of bringing sunshine today. So again, today, lingering lake effect clouds, stubborn, if you want to call it that too. Temperatures climbing only into the mid-30s. Heading into tonight, still lingering clouds, wind shift more northerly. And for tomorrow, sunshine by the afternoon, but again, with those north winds, it will bring in that Canadian air, and it will struggle to rise above freezing by the afternoon. Tomorrow night, overnight lows falling into the teens and possibly single digits as you head up into the higher elevations in the North Country. So for today, highs in the mid-30s, stubborn clouds, sunshine trying its best to peek out tonight. Lows falling into the mid to low 20s with partly cloudy skies. Your 7-day forecast. First day of winter looking pretty quiet with some sunshine. Chilly tomorrow night. Friday, some sunshine as well. Increasing clouds. Notable weather maker for the next several days on Saturday, but if you want to call it notable, maybe a few light rain showers, if that. Some snow in the highest elevations, but that should melt by Christmas Eve and Christmas. So again, our initial forecast for Christmas is calling for a green one.
Right now, one of the quietest Christmas weeks I think we've ever seen.
Oh yeah, pretty quiet too. And I know Santa won't have any travel issues flying down for the North Pole. And I think you guys shouldn't have any travel issues if you do head out during the holidays next weekend.
Especially air travel and road
Air travel, yep.
Eric, thanks. The time right now is 6:53. Still ahead.
Now, you're watching News Channel 2 at 7 a.m. on CW 11 with Gary Liberatore.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us here on the CW 11. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2, meteorologist Eric Gage.
With a quiet forecast, right?
Yeah, quiet forecast, thankfully. Very busy Monday, almost record setting. We didn't beat the official record of total rainfall on a single December day, but still over 2 inches of rain. Some areas saw 4 inches. Then yesterday, snow showers, not too bad, but still on the busy side. Today, quiet weather. No rain, no snow. It's looking pretty quiet. And so finally I can go back to doing what I wanted to do this week. Just before we had flooding concerns on Monday, our Christmas Day countdown. 5 days away. We'll do this every morning until, of course, Santa begins to arrive. And our initial Christmas forecast, will it be a white Christmas? Well, no. And as you head up north country, no, but also in blue. Maybe the highest hilltops in the Adirondacks might see some snow showers. Regarding flood alerts and flood warnings, things have continued to quiet down with a lack of rainfall over the past day or so. But still, we're monitoring outside of our area, a river monitor up near Lowville in a town called Dadville, Black River. River monitor is currently at major flood stage. It's the highest flood stage you can get with these river monitors. So could be some nasty river conditions up there as well. Now with the Susquehanna down to Unadilla, the warning has expired. Same with the rest of the warnings across central New York. And so on the live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2, Doppler radar, quiet weather for today. And again, as Gary mentioned, a common trend for the next several days. And for today, though, stubborn lake effect clouds trying their best to block out the sun with highs in the mid-30s. We are tracking cooler temperatures by tomorrow, but more sunshine. Details on that coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. Let's get right to it now.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning and welcome back. After a busy start to the work week weather-wise, things are calming down and expected to remain calm for the next several days into parts of the weekend. We have a weak disturbance coming in on Saturday. Live look at Oneonta. Current temperature in the City of the Hills, 21 degrees. Not much of a difference as you head up north into the Mohawk Valley. Here's a live view of downtown Utica on Route 5S. Got some traffic moving along right now. No issues expected for your morning commute. In the valley, at Griffiths and Rome, 23 degrees with calm winds. Still feels a little cool out, but not too bad. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2, Doppler radar showing quiet conditions, and this again will be a common trend as we head into the next several days. Our sky watches this morning, again checking on the cool side, 20 New Hartford, 19 with Bob and Clinton, 22 degrees heading out west in Westdale. Forestport 17, North Country 16, Old Forge 17 with Shawn and Inlet. And then heading south into Otsego County, 21 Edmiston and West Lawrence, 20 Skenevis, Milford and Cooperstown, and 22 degrees in Lawrence. Searching for sunshine, well, we're going to see some sunshine tomorrow and Friday. However, we got a blanket of clouds over the area right now, and maybe some peaks this afternoon as mixing starts to take place in the atmosphere. But with the lake effect clouds off of Lake Ontario still pretty strong, these clouds will try their best to block out the sun for today. Regardless, more sun tomorrow as the winds turn more northerly from Canada. And then by Friday, Still looking at some sunshine. Clouds move in, still looking at more clouds than sun heading into Saturday. We got a ridge of high pressure influencing our weather for today, and no very low pressure in the near forecast. Our skycast for today, looking at lake effect clouds taking place right now. Temperatures climbing into the mid-30s by this afternoon. And you can see how stubborn these clouds are. Still sticking around this evening. Again, maybe you could see some peaks of sunshine here and there, but clouds will be the primary weather story for today. Then, as the overnight hours progress, winds shift more northerly. We're no longer getting that fetch off of Lake Ontario. Then things will start to clear out by tomorrow. But with the northerly wind bringing in that air from Canada, it won't warm up by much, right around freezing for the highs. And then by tomorrow night, with that northerly to northeasterly wind, the overnight low temperatures falling into the teens, maybe single digits as you head up into the North Country. So for today, highs mid-30s, stubborn clouds, sun trying its best to peek out tonight, down into the 20s with partly cloudy skies. 7-day forecast, sunshine for the first day of winter, maybe some light rain, spotty showers Saturday. Things dry out by Christmas Eve and Christmas.
Watching News Channel 2 at noon with Gary Liberator.
Good afternoon, everybody. Gary has the afternoon off. The new logo, as well as the new plans of the upcoming Boilermaker Road Race, have been made official. The press conference was held at the Boilermaker office earlier this morning. The big day this year is a little bit drier than it's been most recently. Let's head over to the Weather Center and meteorologist Eric Gage. Eric, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Steve. Yeah, that's right. Finally dealing with quiet weather, dry weather, but some clouds sticking around across the area this afternoon. Let's take a live look at our Yukon National Cooperstown camera looking at Main Street. Currently 32 degrees, so finally getting above freezing after a very cool start this morning. A look at some flood alerts, flood warnings, none here in our local area. The Susquehanna has fallen below flood stage right now as of this morning. There is still one area that we'll mention. It's in Lewis County, but we figured to mention it because it's Black River, which is currently at major flood stage up near Lowville and down near Wilna, closer to Watertown. So just a heads up, if you know anyone living in that area, is still at a major flood stage level. A dusting of snow still on the ground in a lot of the area, maybe some higher accumulations in those higher elevations so far, but that will continue to melt as no active weather is expected for the next several days. You can see quiet weather on the radar right now, and again, that common trend heading into today, tomorrow, and into Friday. And as we get into the next few days, some more sunshine is on the way. I'll explain when coming up. Back to you, Steve.
All right, Eric, thanks. Well, there will be no water today in the
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon and welcome back. Happy final day of fall. And so far, temperatures are struggling to get into the 30s here in the Mohawk Valley, a little warmer as you head south. In fact, here's a live look of downtown Utica from our Nexus camera. You can see some snow still accumulated on the grassy surfaces. It hasn't melted just yet as, again, those temperatures with one of the lowest sun angles of the season, in fact, of the year. And with the cloudy skies, it is struggling to get above 30, 32 degrees. So right now, currently 29. Winds are much more calm than yesterday, and you're not dealing with blowing snow in your face as you head out the door. So that's good news for weather right now. Things are quiet on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2, top of the radar, and expected to remain quiet as we head into the next several days. Your Christmas countdown, 5 days away. The clock is ticking as well, and we have a look, in matter of fact, at the latest Christmas Day forecast. Well, mainly talking about whether it'll be a white Christmas or not. Now, temperatures over the next several days will be on the cool side, but we're thinking it'll go above freezing a couple times, so any accumulation on surfaces should be melted at that point. So our forecast for Christmas will be a white one, no, and then the higher elevations, no, but in blue. Maybe the mountain ranges up near the Adirondacks, the high peaks, could see some lingering snow showers. Searching for sunshine, well, Not seeing a lot of it right now for today. We got some, we got a bit of a cloud deck moving through the area right now. By Thursday, tomorrow, more sunshine is expected as the winds turn more northerly. Then on Friday, still sunshine expected. Clouds do continue to arrive Friday evening into Saturday, so looking to be more on the cloudy side Saturday afternoon as a weak disturbance pushes through. Notice the increasing clouds, altostratus moving through the area at this point, and this will be a common trend for the next several hours. Behind it, you can barely see the edge of your screen. Some clearing. We could get maybe some peaks of sunshine before sunset, but again, the sun is setting very early, one of the shortest days of the year, so I wouldn't put money on it just for now. Your forecast for this afternoon, this evening, still lingering clouds, temperatures falling tonight into the mid to low 20s, clearing skies by tomorrow morning, and again, sunshine for the first day of winter with highs barely reaching freezing at 32 degrees. Tomorrow night, even more chilly. Northerly wind to more easterly wind, calm winds as well, and clear skies. A perfect recipe for chilly temperatures in the teens and lowest elevations, and even single digits as you head up into the North Country before Friday. And so for today, highs barely reaching the mid-30s this afternoon, with maybe some sunshine peeking out, but not looking too good on that. Tonight, down into the 20s, partly cloudy skies. Your 7-day forecast. Quiet weather continues for the next several days. Maybe some light, spotty rain showers on Saturday, but nothing major that should impact any travel situations if you're heading out to the holidays. Sunday, a little warmer in the upper 30s, and so far, Christmas looking quiet and on the more mild side by December standards in the low 40s. Steve?
No doubt. And we've had at a couple times, Christmas Eve was in the 60s recently.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We've had mild ones. I remember a few years ago when I used to travel with my family to Florida. We headed out, and it was shorts weather on Christmas Eve.
So no white Christmas this year, doesn't look like. All right. Thanks a lot, Eric. Well, holiday travel ramps up in this half hour. Let's head to the Weather Center once again, and here's meteorologist Eric Gage. Eric, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Steve. Yeah, we're continuing to track the latest water levels from area creeks, dams, and rivers, and so far we got some good news. Most of the area has fallen below action or flood stage. The yellow indicates action stage and not flooding. Orange or higher indicates that. Mohawk at Delta Dam, Black River at Boonville. It's cresting now. The Moose River at McKeever and Oneida Creek at Oneida both are falling. And taking a look at other area creeks and dams, you can notice West Canada at Hinckley. It's cresting now. West Canada at Cass Bridge is rising, probably due to the fact that they are releasing some of that water up at Hinckley. And you notice the rest of the area, Susquehanna and Mohawk River at Little Falls, both with falling levels of water. Radar looking quiet, and this again will be a common trend for today, tomorrow, and into Friday. Even some sunshine in the near forecast after a very cloudy day so far. We're tracking what to expect for the first day of winter and into the Christmas weekend coming up. Back over to you, Steve.
All right, Eric, look forward to that. A scam aimed at stealing cash.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. Welcome back. Happy final day of fall. Again, it's on the cloudy side today. A little cool, but thankfully the wind's not as strong as yesterday. A live look at downtown Utica on our Nexus camera. Again, overcast skies. Temperatures struggling to get above freezing. We're entering one of the shortest days of the year tomorrow, the shortest day of the year. And with a low sun angle, it's going to be very hard with these clouds to get above freezing for today. So we're going to the lower end of that high forecast of maybe the low 30s if we're lucky this evening. But again, a cool but calm windy day across the area. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. All is quiet here across central New York. And Christmas is 5 days away. And we're looking at a mostly quiet stretch weather-wise heading into the final few days. And no notable snowmakers, no notable rainmakers. There is one system arriving over the weekend, but for the most part, we're not thinking about a white Christmas so far this year. Most of the dusting that we've seen in the valley should melt probably by Friday and into Saturday with those warmer temperatures continuing to arrive. A lot of clouds today. Very, very few breaks, if any, are expected, maybe closer to sunset. But regardless, with a more northerly wind tomorrow, more sunshine is expected for your Thursday, for the first day of winter. Increasing clouds on Friday, but should still see enough sunshine for the rest of the morning and afternoon. More clouds do arrive on Saturday. You can see this right here in our satellite. Widespread blanket of clouds, but behind that, some clearing. So some of you might see a pocket of sunshine later on this afternoon. So on our Skycast, we're still seeing those clouds this evening into tonight, and as those winds again shift more northerly, it will stop producing the clouds off of Lake Ontario and of course bring that sunshine by tomorrow. Those high temperatures though from Canada, with the winds arriving from Canada, will struggle to reach the low 30s, right around freezing for the high. Then tomorrow night, with calm winds and clear skies, overnight lows falling into the teens in the lower elevations, even single digits as you head up into the North Country near Boonville, Forestport, and Old Forge. And so again for today, stubborn clouds for most of the afternoon, maybe getting a glimpse of sunshine this evening right before sunset. For tonight, lows falling into the low 20s with partly cloudy skies. Your 7-day forecast, quiet weather continues for today, tomorrow, and into Friday. The rain and snow, the light rain and snow we've been talking about over the past several days coming in on Saturday might trend a little later Saturday night, maybe early Sunday morning, but it's not looking to be huge. No travel impacts are expected for that. And then, of course, by Christmas Day on Monday, it's looking quiet on the warmer side in the low to mid 40s. Steve?
All right, Eric, thanks. We are back with News Talk for the
News Channel 2, live at 5 News Hour with Kristen Copeland and Jason Pallas.
114 million people will make holiday road trips nationwide, and weather, depending on where, will play a role in how easily people can get to their destinations.
Here at home right now, smooth sailing. Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis is tracking, though, from the Weather Center because the changes come rapidly sometimes.
Yes, absolutely. We're looking at dry, cold weather for traveling. Not bad here throughout the entire week and into the weekend. Let's take a look at the very stubborn clouds that have been hanging around all day as we look in downtown Utica, a temperature of 30 degrees. It felt colder than that today. Just amazing what the absence of sunshine will do. Plus, we're not used to this, or at least we haven't had as much cold weather as we usually do this time of the year. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Dry, current temperature is 31 degrees, calm winds. We're tracking clearing skies tonight. A change in the wind direction will bring sunshine as we head into the winter solstice, which is tomorrow. We're looking at milder weather heading towards Christmas, a warming trend, which means the snow out there is likely not going to be sticking around. This evening, cloudy skies, temperatures in the 20s. Again, a warming trend ahead. We're going to take a look at how things are trending for Christmas and look at the forecast coming up. Back over to you.
Bill, thank you. The village of Ilion completed.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. A more typical day across central New York. Temperatures in the 30s, cloud cover, a far cry from some of the sunshine that we've seen earlier this week. We do have some pleasant traveling weather over the next several days. Temperatures look to remain seasonably chilly. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. All is dry across the region. We're going to look ahead to Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. We've got the latest forecast here. It's looking dry Christmas Eve. I know that's a travel day. Some of you celebrate on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. If you're going to be heading out, maybe going out to dinner, temperatures will be in the upper 30s, mostly cloudy skies. On Christmas Day, it's looking pretty quiet. We're looking at mostly cloudy skies giving way to sunshine. And it is looking to be a mild Christmas with warmer weather ahead. I think the little snow that we have will be melting over the next couple of days. Just a very light dusting of snow on the ground still as we look ahead, as we look outside over the city of Utica. Cloud cover very stubborn today, Big story going forward, the chilly weather. Temperatures will be in the 30s again tomorrow, but this time we add the wind. That means the wind chill looks to be in the 20s throughout the day. Sunshine tomorrow and Friday before clouds return as we head into the weekend. Temperatures are in the 30s this evening, the low 30s across the board. 34 in Hamilton, 34 in Cooperstown, Skinevus with 29. Today's clouds coming from Lake Ontario, but winds turn direction. And that means with a more favorable wind, we'll see sunshine. The wind's moving not over Lake Ontario, at least for our area, which means we'll clear out tonight. Looks cold. A lot of places drop down into the teens. We'll see sunshine tomorrow. A north wind will keep temperatures on the chilly side. Highs only barely make it into the low 30s. Tomorrow night looks cold. I think a lot of places fall into the teens, the Adirondacks into the single digits. Could get into the low single digits up north. Tomorrow, or I should say Friday, looks beautiful. Sunshine giving way to a few clouds with high temperatures in the low 30s. Tonight, decreasing clouds, 19 for the overnight low. Tomorrow, a beautiful day, but it's going to be pretty chilly. Temperatures in the low 30s again with that wind coming in from the northeast. It's going to feel more like 20s throughout the day. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Sunshine Friday, 35. Just a few sprinkles here late Saturday, 40. Really shouldn't impact traveling. Sunday looks dry, 39. Christmas Day up to 44. And I know a lot of folks have next week off, and it's looking mild. Not great for folks that depend on winter sports.
Right.
He looked at you when you said that, and he said that.
I depend on winter sports.
But you're off next week.
Yes.
Oh,
Right?
that's true.
That's what
Nice.
he meant.
That's
That
what
was
you
his
meant.
way of saying, must be nice, Jay.
Okay, that's
But we
well.
will all have a Merry Christmas.
When you
and
catch up to me, you can have it off too. Well, the ballot, nearly 275,000. See, that's what I get
That's
from you,
why he
the
needs a
smarty.
break.
He does need a break. 275,000 people, though, this is unbelievable, in New England are without power still, and they're dealing with more rising waters.
At least 5 people have been killed in the East Coast storm system that we've talked about this week. Laura Aguirre reports.
I got a 9-year-old who's freaking out. It's like, what if we have to leave? It's just like, I'll carry you on my back. So that's what I do.
Residents across New England are assessing property damage Wednesday as floodwaters continue to rise around them.
This is the water line right here. So we had quite a bit of water.
Maine is the hardest hit state, with over 6 dozen state roads currently closed.
As a result of downed trees and power lines and flooding and significant infrastructure damage.
Some residents heeded calls to evacuate ahead of the floods, but many stayed put. And water rescues by boat and helicopter are underway.
We have to put rescuers in extreme risk to go get them out.
Forecasters say many rivers across the Northeast will stay in major flood stage over the next 24 hours with dangerous currents, like here in Gorham, New Hampshire, where a water department truck was turned into twisted metal after being swept by floodwaters into a bridge. And this home holding on with just temporary wooden beams.
This whole embankment had chain link fences and rocks to be able to support the land. It just peeled right back like it was paper.
With floodwaters rising and temperatures falling, many residents are racing to salvage what they can as the holiday weekend nears.
I think I've got it down back now. It's working out. I'm on hour 3. Hopefully, I think there's like another hour left and we'll be done.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Coming up, airlines say they're prepared for the weather amid a busy holiday travel season. A look at how.
Also tonight, decision 2024 after former President Trump's name was removed from the Colorado primary ballot. His campaign says this isn't over.
Meteorologist Bill Cardis, who's getting us ready for the darkest, shortest day of the year.
But the thing is, it's going to start changing going forward. I know it's that depressing time of the year where we hit the winter solstice, which is tomorrow, as we would call it, the first day of winter. It starts at 10:27. That's the exact time when the Earth goes around the sun and the northern hemisphere is tilted farthest away from the sun. We only get 9 hours of daylight tomorrow, and the peak sun angle at solar noon is only 23.5 degrees above the horizon. So going forward, our days will get brighter and they'll start to get longer as the Earth continues its revolution around the sun. You'll really start to notice brighter evenings here in the middle of January. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. All is quiet across the region. Weather-wise, not a bad night to take the dog out for a walk. Temperatures will be in the low 30s to upper 20s. Tonight's featured dog, Belle from St. Johnsville. This is brought to you by Nye Automotive Group. We're tracking some warmer weather for Christmas. So look at the forecast coming up. Back over to you.
It won't be long before snowmobile season begins, and the Oneida County Sheriff is giving his annual safety talk.
It's good to listen to from the American Legion in Oriskany. Sheriff Mashel, along with the Oriskany snow drifters, highlighted the laws. Seems obvious, but don't drink and ride. That's a big one. Make sure your sled is registered and slow down near neighborhoods. Also, don't abuse the trails, many of which are on private property.
There's multiple snowmobile clubs throughout Oneida County. They are the folks who volunteer their time to groom these trails, to mark these trails, to repair the trails during the off-season, bridges and cut trees down and things of that sort. They do an amazing job.
Oneida County is home to nearly 650 miles of snowmobile trails, and the sport makes a huge economic impact.
The Battle of the Badges.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Welcome back. We are tracking some warmer weather looking ahead, but the next couple of days are going to be cold, seasonably cold. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Those clouds extra stubborn today. It is that time of the year. We will see a change in wind direction tomorrow, and that's going to help clear out the lake effect clouds. Live look in Old Forge. Snow still on the ground in many areas. Boy, we're really rooting for the snow to stick around until Christmas, but I just don't see that happening, even in the colder pockets, with temperatures climbing well above freezing over the next several days, at least looking into Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Now that we will reach the winter solstice tomorrow, let's take a look at the sunset times. 4:27 today. We gain a whole minute tomorrow. Next week, 4:32. But you won't really notice things until next month. That's when the sunset time will be approaching 5 o'clock as we head into the middle of January. Some cold temperatures around tomorrow, highs in the low 30s. But look at the wind chill. Yeah, we're in the 20s. So dress nice and warm if you're going to be heading outdoors. It looks like a nice day. We should have plenty of sunshine both tomorrow and Friday, but it's going to be pretty chilly, especially tomorrow night. Cloudy skies return as we head into the start of the weekend. Sky watchers in the 20s and low 30s. New Hartford 32, West Leiden 26, Old Forge 27, Norway, Donna with 30 degrees, Markin Milford 32, Stewart and Cooperstown 32 degrees. We do have high pressure building in. Today it brought us cloud cover as winds came off of Lake Ontario, but tomorrow the wind direction turns into the northeast, so that will help clear out the clouds. Tonight, cloudy skies give way to clearing. We'll see some cloud cover in the morning, but again, as that northeast wind kicks in, we're expecting to see some sunshine. It's going to be a chilly day with high temperatures only near 30. Tomorrow night, clear skies, a pretty favorable setup for what's called radiational cooling. It just means that it cools off quicker than it normally would. I think that brings us down into the teens and single digits. But it's a beautiful day Friday. Sunshine gives way to a few clouds. High temperatures near 30. Tonight, decreasing clouds, 19 degrees. Tomorrow, sunshine, a chilly day. Again, that wind chill making it feel like 20s. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. The weather warms up significantly as we head into the weekend and beyond. We're 40 on Saturday, some light rain showers. Close to 40 on Sunday, mostly cloudy. If you're traveling Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, or the day after, the weather looks quiet. And we're looking at temperatures in the low to mid 40s as we head into early next week. We'll be right back.
News Channel 2 at 6 with Kristen Copeland and Jason Palace.
Christmas travel will soon be underway for millions of people, but will it be a smooth ride?
Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis at the Weather Center right now with the answers as he continues to track the very latest. Bill, good evening.
And the answer is yes. If you're heading out over the next several days, the weather looks really quiet here in the Northeast. Chilly over the next couple of days, but a significant warm-up is expected as we head into Christmas. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. All is quiet across the area. Boy, those clouds are really stubborn today, weren't they? Looking at a temperature of 28 degrees. Starting to get some breaks in the overcast, though, at Griffiths and Rome. That'll be the case tonight as skies clear out. The stage is set for nice and sunny weather for tomorrow's winter solstice, the longest night of the year. But the weather is looking mild as we head into Christmas and beyond. And again, the dry weather looks to prevail. This evening, decreasing clouds, temperatures in the 20s. Again, tracking some warmer weather ahead. Look at the forecasts coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. The Village of Ilion.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. If you missed seeing the sunshine today, you'll have an opportunity tomorrow and early Friday as the weather patterns change. It remains cold, though. A live look at our Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Skies are beginning to clear out this evening. Looking ahead, Christmas Eve, the weather looks to warm up, mostly cloudy, a high temperature of 39 degrees. On Christmas Day, the weather looks warmer, looking at partly sunny skies and temperatures in the mid-40s. For those of you looking for a white Christmas, it's not looking great. The odds are very low with very little snowfall across the area, plus above freezing temperatures Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. It's hard to see how much of this, how little this snow will last heading into the upcoming holiday. Live look in downtown Utica, pretty quiet out there this evening. We're tracking some chilly weather tomorrow. Temperatures will stay below freezing. The wind chill will make it feel like 20, so bundle up if you're heading outdoors tomorrow. It'll be nice. We're expecting sunshine both tomorrow and Friday, but again, a couple of cold days. And then as the weather warms up, the clouds return heading into the weekend. Sky watchers checking in with temperatures near 30 degrees, Whitesboro 30, West Leyden 26, Barneveld 28. Heading to the east, Mohawk 30 degrees, Norway with 30, and Eric and Inlet with 26. Skinevus 32, Cooperstown with a temperature of 32 degrees. The radar and satellite image shows high pressure building in today with that northwest wind. It brought clouds off of Lake Ontario, but the winds are going to change direction into the northeast, and that should allow skies to clear out. Tonight, decreasing clouds, overnight lows drop down into the teens and low 20s. Beautiful day tomorrow, the winter solstice, first day of winter. Lots of sunshine, temperatures climb to near 30. It's cold tomorrow night. Clear skies, light winds. I think a lot of places are drop down into the low teens to single digits. But then we should see some sunshine Friday, and then things start to warm up. The wind turns into the south, mostly cloudy skies, temperatures in the low to mid 30s. Decreasing clouds tonight, low of 19. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, pleasant, temperatures in the low 30s, but again, that wind's going to make it feel cold. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Sunshine Friday after a cold start. We're into the mid-30s. Some light rain showers late Saturday, 40. The weather continues to warm up heading into Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. Traveling looks great. No issues here during that stretch. And it's going to feel a little weird with temperatures in the 40s. Probably feeling more like November. But it should be sunny and very nice.
All right. Thank you, Bill. Still to come on News Channel 2 at 6, a local, so is Bill, and all of us here. Time now for a first look at the weather. I mean, and Jolene's done so much for the community, and she'll be the first one to tell you it's done so much for her as well. So let's take a look. Winter solstice is tomorrow. Is there a party?
You know,
no, not ever, really.
They're actually, well, I don't know if they're having one this year, but I know in Trenton they have a big bonfire.
Really?
I always turn down the invitation. One of these years is going to be my year to go. I'm just like working. But yeah, the winter solstice is tomorrow, 10:27 p.m., 9 hours of daylight. Darkest day of the year. We start to turn the corner, though, going forward. The days will start to get brighter. Let's take a look at the weather as we head into the winter solstice. It's looking pretty quiet out there this evening. Seeing mostly cloudy skies. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Temperatures are slowly cooling off. The cloud cover's sticking around, but we are getting a couple of breaks here and there. We do expect skies to clear out tonight. Should set the stage for a chilly night. A lot of us drop down into the low 20s to upper teens. Looks like a nice day tomorrow. Sunshine A couple of cold days ahead, but then we warm up as we head towards Christmas. I've got to look at that forecast heading into Christmas and beyond. That's coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. The Village of Ilion completed major interior.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Tracking pretty quiet weather out there tonight. Looking at mostly cloudy skies. Next couple of days look pretty chilly. Temperatures will be in the 30s. But as we look ahead to Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, we've got some warmer weather ahead. Mostly cloudy on Christmas Eve, 39 for the high. And then Christmas Day, it warms up even more. Looking at partly sunny skies, temperatures in the mid-40s. Unfortunately, the way things are going, it looks like we're going to lose most of the snow that's out there. There's really not much. But with a couple of days above freezing and sunshine, I think there's going to be quite a bit of snow melt. And I think we're going to be dealing with a green Christmas this year. Last time we had a green Christmas, you got to go 2 years ago. We actually had a white Christmas last year. I know sometimes the years are easy to mesh together. We've had a lot of green Christmases lately, but this one looks to be falling into that category. Live look in downtown Utica, pretty quiet out there. Tomorrow's going to be a cold day, sunshine, but it's not going to help warm things up too much. We'll look at high temperatures in the low 30s, wind chill values in the 20s. We haven't had all that much cold weather lately, so it's going to be a little bit of a shock. Sunshine tomorrow, Friday. Then the clouds return as we head into the weekend. We didn't get to see much sunshine today. That's because we've had cloud cover off of Lake Ontario with that northwest wind. Well, the good news, if you like sunshine, I think we'll get some tomorrow. Winds turn into the northeast, and they move away from Lake Ontario, at least for our local area, and we should see clearing skies overnight. Temperatures drop down into the low 20s. We'll start out tomorrow morning with a mix of sunshine and clouds. I think it's a pretty nice day tomorrow, cold, but generally sunny for the first day of winter. Temperatures look cold tomorrow night. I think a lot of places drop into the teens and single digits. And then as we get into Friday, sunshine followed by some clouds, another beautiful day. But again, on the cooler side with highs in the low 30s. Decreasing clouds tonight, low of 19. Tomorrow, sunshine. Not a bad start to the first day of winter, high of 32. Storm Tracker 2's 7-day forecast. Well, weather starts to warm up as we head into the weekend. Saturday's high 40 degrees, cloudy skies, a few late rain showers. Sunday mostly cloudy, 39. Christmas Day, again, sunshine, 44. Heading into next week, the warm weather sticks around. Highs in the upper 40s as we look ahead to Tuesday with some rain and still warm on Wednesday. Highs again in the upper 40s. We'll be right back.
Next week. But our congratulations going out to Jolene tonight. Let's take a first look at the forecast now tonight. And we're talking about the winter solstice. Hey, get your party started. It's tomorrow night now, right?
There are people that throw parties on the winter solstice. Not many of them, but
someone does.
It is something to celebrate because we've kind of hit the bottom. We've reached the bottom, the darkest day of the year, which means the day after and the day after and the day after, every day will be a little bit brighter.
We'll take it.
9 hours of daylight tomorrow for the winter solstice. The lowest sun angle of the year. The sun at solar noon's only about 23.5 degrees above the horizon, and that will start to get higher. Days will get brighter too as we go forward. Tonight, looking at quiet, dark weather, of course. It's cold out there. We're looking at dry conditions. Even though the clouds have been hanging around all day, we really haven't seen much precipitation. It's been a dry day, and it's going to stay dry tonight. A temperature of 29 degrees at Griffiths and Rome. Do think that we'll get breaks in the overcast, and that should help temperatures drop into the low 20s to upper teens tonight. Cold to start tomorrow, lots of sunshine, but we are looking at a warming trend as we head towards Christmas. And look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. The Village of Ilion completed major.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Cold weather sticks around for a couple of days before a warming trend kicks in just before the holiday. Christmas is looking mild this year. The live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Well, as you can see, things look quiet across the region. It's been a pretty quiet day, those clouds lingering around. Let's jump ahead to the forecast heading into Christmas Eve. It is looking pleasant. If you're traveling, no worries traveling throughout the area. A high temperature of 39 degrees, mostly cloudy skies. Christmas Day looks dry and partly sunny. And with a high temperature of 44, I just don't see much snow being around by that point. We have just so little of it across the area. And with a couple of days above freezing, I think that's all it's going to take for it to be a green Christmas this year, which, again, a little sad to see, but also at the same time, it is nice for those of you that are traveling. The weather should be good on Christmas. A live look in downtown Utica. The weather looks quiet tonight. It's cold. It'll be a cold day tomorrow. Here's a look at air temperatures and wind chill. Bundle up. Temperatures will be in the 30s, but it'll feel like 20s across the area. We haven't really had much cold weather, so this will feel like a little bit of a shock. It'll look nice outside. It's expected to be sunny tomorrow, but again, it is going to be a little chilly. Friday looks sunny. Clouds arrive with the warmer weather as we head into the weekend. High pressure has built in today. We didn't see much sunshine because the wind has gone right off of Lake Ontario from the northwest. Well, the wind direction changes over the next several hours. We turn into the northeast, and with the air moving over land, that should bring some sunshine to our area as we head into tomorrow. It's going to be a little bit of a process to clear out lake effect clouds. It always is. So we'll start out with cloud cover tomorrow, but I do think we'll see some sunshine. A cold day, temperatures in the low 30s. Clear skies tomorrow night should lead to one of the coldest nights so far this season. I think a lot of places drop down into the teens and single digits. Sunshine early Friday, followed by some clouds. High temperatures climb into the low 30s. Decrease in clouds tonight, low of 19. Tomorrow, mostly sunny skies. Pleasant, not a bad start to winter, says the calendar. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. 35 on Friday. We do warm up. We're looking at high temperatures near 40 on Saturday. A few light rain showers are possible. Sunday 39. And by Christmas, again, most of the snow is gone. Oh, the little that we have out there. Temperatures climb into the low to mid 40s, upper 40s. Some mild weather as we look ahead to Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll be right back.